Have you ever wondered what's hiding beneath your feet? No, not sewer rats or lost AirPods. We're talking about full-blown underground cities, hidden tunnels, Cold War bunkers, and even a retro Vegas mansion buried 26 feet below ground. From secret booze routes in Los Angeles to a business park under Kansas City, where people go to work every day and it's totally normal. America has a weird, fascinating obsession with building downward. In today's video, we're digging into the 10 underground places in the US that you were never supposed to see, but you totally can now. Some were built to survive disasters, others to escape the weather, and a few just because someone had way too much time, money, and a shovel. So sit back and enjoy 10 underground hidden places in America. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's dive in. Literally. Number 10. Havre beneath the streets. Montana's buried businesses. Let's start with Havre, Montana, a tiny town that refused to die after getting torched in 1904. When the surface burned to a crisp, the folks in Havre didn't just rebuild. Oh no, they went underground. Using old steam tunnels left behind from an earlier era, businesses reopened in the basement like it was the most casual thing to do in the world. Bakeries fired back up, barbers sharpened their razors, saloons welcomed the same regulars, only now they were sipping whiskey under a layer of dirt and snow. Today, the underground city still exists, like a dusty time capsule from the Wild West. There are mannequins staged in the old barber shop and ghost stories floating through century-old brothels. It's the kind of place that whispers, you don't survive out here unless you get creative. I've been to Havre, I think last year, went there for tacos. I'll leave a link for that video. I literally took a train ride all the way out there to get tacos that I didn't get. But I had no idea that they have this Havre beneath the streets. You can get tours. They don't have daily tours, they schedule them. It's the type of place that if they did have daily tours, you show up, it's closed, sign on the door, no tours today, Marge's gout is acting up. Number 9, Forestiere Underground Garden, California's coolest hideout. Fresno isn't exactly famous for mild weather. It gets hot, like oven hot for days at a time hot. So in the early 1900s, a Sicilian immigrant named Baldassare Forestiere decided to do what any logical man would do during a heat wave. Dig a mansion underground, by hand, for 40 years. Yes, this man really did it. Armed with a shovel and boundless determination, Forestiere carved out a maze of rooms, passageways, and courtyards in the dirt. But he didn't stop at shelter. He turned it into an underground paradise. There were grapevines, citrus trees, skylights, and even a chapel. He built it in such a way that the cool breeze naturally flowed through it. Air conditioning before it was cool, pun intended. Some of the trees he planted over 90 years ago are still alive and still bearing fruit. The place is like an Italian dream that accidentally grew roots in California clay. You don't just visit the Forestiere Underground Gardens, you step into one man's stubborn, dusty miracle. Some people say that this was the inspiration for Luke Skywalker's Tatooine home in the first movie. I wouldn't be surprised considering George Lucas grew up in Modesto, about 2 hours north of Fresno. Number 8, Old Sacramento Underground, Gold Rush Time Machine. Sacramento has a secret, and it's not just overpriced brunch. In the 1860s, the city had a massive flooding problem. So what did they do? They literally raised the entire city up. Instead of tearing everything down and rebuilding, they just built on top of it, leaving entire streets and shops sealed beneath the new surface. Yeah, they literally put big timbers underneath the building, so they dig around the building, they put a whole bunch of timber underneath it, and then they use jacks to lift it up. Some of the buildings were raised 12 feet. Today, beneath the charming old Sacramento boardwalks lies a network of historic buildings frozen in time. The underground levels are still there, brothels with original furniture, 19th century storefronts, and even a museum filled entirely with old perfume bottles. You can take a ghost tour here through the darkness and hear stories about gamblers, ladies of the night, and one guy who got robbed 3 times in the same tunnel. It's Gold Rush America, unfiltered and slightly musty. And it's all just below the surface. This is another one. I've been to Sacramento several times, had no idea. Now, I'm sure if you grow up in Sacramento, you know about this, but it's just one of those things I never knew about. This all started because I came across an article about tunnels in Los Angeles, and I just found all these ones I'd never heard of. Keep in mind, I did a video like this 3 years ago and never came across any of these. Number 7, Ellinwood Underground, the forgotten stop of Kansas. Ellinwood, Kansas is the kind of town most people fly over without a second thought, but dig just a little and you'll find a hidden piece of railroad-era America still humming beneath the streets. Now, this wasn't some accidental basement situation. Ellinwood planned an entire network of tunnels for barbershops, bathhouses, and saloons. Why? Because back when the Santa Fe Rail was booming, the dusty chaos up top was too much. So they took their business underground. Today, the place is eerie in the best way. They have a barbershop that still has the original tools on the counter, like the barber just stepped out for lunch in 1912 and never came back. The bathhouse still has old stone tubs, and tour guides, half storytellers, half ghost hunters. This one I think is pretty interesting. They weren't going to do anything like pavement. They probably didn't have the resources or material to cement the whole city and cut down on the dust. That seems like it would have been a lot easier than digging tunnels underground. But yeah, they definitely have some cool ghost stories about this one. Number 6, Detroit's Light Tunnel, a rare positive story about Detroit. Detroit gets a lot of heat for being a poster child for urban decay, but let's give the Motor City some rare credit. They nailed airport design. Beneath Detroit Metro Airport, between terminals, there's a 700-foot light tunnel that feels like you're stepping back into a Pink Floyd concert. The ceiling walls ripple with LED lights that respond to soft, hypnotic music. Think synth waves, charming colors, and low motion relaxation, all while you haul luggage. It was originally synced to Motown classics because Detroit, obviously, but now it's pure chill vibes. It's one of those few places in the airport where your blood pressure actually drops. Travelers who've been rerouted through hellish layovers often call this the Zen Tunnel. And honestly, they're not wrong. It is relaxing. They've got all kinds of YouTube videos that have things like this, just this calming music and, lights and graphics that are really relaxing. They call them chill vibe videos. I have not seen this one, but I want to. Next time I go to Detroit, I'm definitely going to seek it out. Number 5, Las Vegas Underground Mansion, the Doomsday Party House. Leave it to Las Vegas to say, if the world ends, we're doing it in style. In 1978, a wealthy businessman, Jerry Henderson, built an underground mansion 26 feet below the desert. Why? To survive the Cold War, but, in a fabulous way. This isn't your typical survivalist bunker with canned beans and anxiety. Nope. This place has pink velvet furniture, a fake lawn, a fully tiled pool, murals of fake forests, and even a mini golf course. It's like Barbie met Fallout and said, you know what, let's throw a cocktail party. The entire home is meant to mimic daylight with bright lights and painted skylines. Even if the surface turned into nuclear ash, Henderson could still enjoy his tiki-themed barbecue pit and shag carpeting. And yes, it's still there. You can even rent it out for parties because apparently the apocalypse comes with a dance floor. This one's definitely interesting. The house up top really doesn't look like much, but underneath is where the magic happens. Number 4, Los Angeles Prohibition Tunnels, where the booze kept flowing. During Prohibition, Americans got creative, and nowhere was sneakier than Los Angeles. Under the streets of downtown lies 11 miles of tunnels, once used to transport illegal booze, bootleggers, and the occasional corrupt politician. And in the history of Los Angeles, we've had a few. Back in the 1920s, these tunnels were party central, hidden passages connecting speakeasies, basements, and breweries. Secret elevator shafts and staircases were everywhere. There were rumors of an underground shootout, illegal casinos, and even the occasional jazz band sneaking in through a hidden hatch. Some say there are still sealed doors and hidden entrances scattered around modern Los Angeles, just waiting to be discovered. And it wasn't just Los Angeles. Cities like Dallas, Detroit, and even San Francisco joined the underground party scene back in the day. But LA was the speakeasy king. Number 3, Crypt of Civilization, a message from the year 8113. Yes, you read that correctly. 8113. In the basement of Oglethorpe University in Atlanta, there's a sealed room filled with over 800 items from the 20th century. It's called the Crypt of Civilization, and it was sealed and shut in 1940. The idea? Leave behind a perfect snapshot of humanity, our culture, our tech, our hopes, for whatever is still around 6,000 years from now. What's in it? A typewriter, a bottle of Budweiser, a set of microfilms containing 800 literary works, and recordings of famous voices like Hitler and FDR. Why they put Hitler in there? I imagine it's just to remind everyone that pure evil once walked the earth. Oh, And they put a toaster in there too, because apparently future humans need to understand how we burned bread for breakfast. It's the ultimate time capsule. One historian described it as our civilization's voicemail to the future. Now let's just hope someone's still around to check it out. Number 2, SubTropolis, Kansas City's giant business bunker. Now this one's not in Kansas, it's in the Missouri side. But this one's interesting. While your office probably smells like old coffee and broken dreams, over 1,600 people in Kansas City head to work underground every day. Yeah, this one's still a thing. Welcome to SubTropolis, the world's largest underground business complex. Carved out of massive limestone deposits, it spans 55 million square feet. That's just over 1,200 acres. For reference, that's about 22 Empire State Buildings worth of space, all buried under a hill. Why build an office underneath the earth? It stays steady 68 degrees year-round. It's natural, secure, and it has low energy costs. Oh, and the US Postal Service stores stuff down there too. So does the National Archives, and it's like a top-secret cave full of cubicles, forklifts, and endless Wi-Fi. What's interesting is most Kansas City locals don't even know it's there. Some Kansas City television station put a poll up and see if anyone knew about it. Most people didn't. But beneath their feet, or beneath a hill, a whole underground economy is booming in Kansas City. Alright, before we get to number 1, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? You can go down and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a comment and give the video a big thumbs up. Alright, on to number 1. And number 1, Raven Rock, the Doomsday City. And now we arrive at the crown jewel of underground America, Raven Rock Mountain Complex, aka the Doomsday City. Built during the early days of the Cold War, Raven Rock is buried deep in the mountains of Pennsylvania, 768 feet underground to be exact. It's not a bunker, it's not even a facility. It's a fully operational city designed to keep the US government running after a nuclear apocalypse. Think blast doors as thick as a small SUV, self-contained water and power, medical centers, computer systems, dorms, and even a barber shop. Some have compared it to the Pentagon, if the Pentagon was buried under a mountain and built to survive Armageddon. If you've never heard of it, that's kind of the point. Raven Rock was top secret for decades, only surfacing in documents and whistleblower memoirs. And even today, we only know bits and pieces of this place. But one thing is clear, if the world ends, someone's riding it out in style, underground. Alright, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Have a great day. Be nice to each other.